It's time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Oh, yes, it is time for Mornings at 8. It is 5 minutes after 8 o'clock on a Monday morning. Monday, unmistakably Monday. Oh, yeah, unmistakably Monday. A frosty, foggy morning here on Mount Ashbaugh, but we should have a nice day in store. Now, before we do anything else, if you've been trying to access the WLEA.net website, the host company is having a bit of a technical problem.
They're aware that a lot of their customers are having problems accessing their websites, and they're working on it.
All right, so they're working on it. Well, that's good. You know, it's fun. That really is a good website. I mean, there are a whole bunch of things on the website. There's every newsmaker for like 6 or 7 years is archived there. My shows, little shows here, they're archived there. There's a special page dedicated to Kevin Dorn. And boy, that is jam-packed. That is a really nicely done web page. It really is. Actually, it's a number of pages. It's pretty long. There's just all kinds of stuff on our website, WLEA.net, and as soon as it's up and running again, you might be able to see it. Who knows? Okay. Oh, speaking of the Kevin Dorn page, after the 8:30 news, there's a special newsmaker coming up. And what's that about, Brian?
Well, this is the 4th anniversary of Kevin's death, so we thought it would be fitting to put on a show that Kevin did back in September of 1984.
1980. Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, you remember a couple weeks ago I mentioned finding a bunch of boxes of cassettes?
Yeah.
Well, out in the storage room, and we have, and this one was particularly interesting. It was with the wife of a Vietnam veteran who was a POW MIA back in 1984.
Back in 1984?
Yeah,
Wow.
And I spent hours cleaning up the audio because there was a lot of hiss and noise on the cassette, especially if you remember what long-distance phone calls were like back in the 1980s.
Yes, I do. Okay, so that's coming up after the 8:30 news. That should be really good.
Yes.
He was MIA in 1984.
Yeah.
So I wonder where he was. Well, we'll find out. He
was in a plane that went down in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Okay, that's certainly worth hanging around for. So, I've noticed that, at this time of year, over the years, Halloween, which is coming up next Thursday, has become a major holiday. It's more than just like a trick-or-treating or something, but it's become a major decorating holiday. More people are decorating their homes, the outsides of their homes, in really elaborate and really nice ways. Because it used to be the only time you decorated your house on the outside was when? Well, Christmas, right? Okay, which is really great. I love to see decorated houses. It's really nice. It just really brightens up a place. And so now we're decorating our homes in rather a elaborate fashion during Halloween. So anyway, yeah, and then I thought, you hardly ever see the outside of your house, especially in the colder months, October, November, December. You're inside, so you rarely actually see the outside of your house at night. So we decorate our houses for other people. That's why we do it. And you don't really think of it until you really think of it, Why decorate the out? Because you don't see it. Other people do. But it really brightens the place up, and I think it's a really good idea, a really great idea. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, let me see what is coming up here. Oh, that's right. The Orionid Meteor shower is coming late this evening or early Tuesday morning. And unfortunately, if you heard Rob Carrollton, there's a chance of showers this evening. So we might not see it. I don't know. It's too bad, Of course. Anyway, so the Orionid meteor shower is going to be maybe like starting 11 o'clock or so. And Here's AccuWeather astronomy blogger Dave Samuel. He said, I would rank the Orionids in the top 5 meteor showers of the year. It will be the strongest shower since the Perseids of August. The Orionids provide 20 to 25 meteors per hour on a peak night, which is coming up this evening, right? Orionid meteors are debris left by Halley's Comet. It isn't Halley's Comet, it's Halley's Comet. It was an English astronomer. His name was Halley, not Halley. Anyway, arguably the most famous of all comets, according to Deborah Bird of EarthSky.org. This comet leaves debris in its wake that strikes Earth's atmosphere most fully around October 20 to 22nd, while Earth intersects the comet's orbit as it does every year at this time. Now, the Orionids are some of the fastest and brightest among meteor showers because the Earth is hitting the stream of particles almost head-on, according to Space.com. And how fast? Well, most of them are traveling 148,000 miles an hour. 41 miles a second. That's how fast these things are traveling. So if the meteors originate from Halley's Comet, why are they called Orionids? Because they appear to come from the constellation Orion. And if you don't know where Orion is at this time of year, it would be in the, east-southeast, if you want to see the meteor shower, right? Assuming it isn't raining and it isn't cloudy. Oh, well, you can't have everything. Anyway, I'm thinking the Canisteo Valley is, generally speaking, oriented north and south, right? Canisteo south and Arkport north. So it would be like in the direction of Canisteo, right? So anyway, it'll be in the east-southeast, and there you go. So the peak will occur just after midnight. So if you happen to be up shortly after midnight, they'll be, assuming you could see them and it's not cloudy and raining. So that's that. And what else have we here? This is good news. This is from the State Public Service Commission. Heating prices this coming winter should be a bit lower than last year. How do you like that? Let me see. Average gas prices last year ran $831 for the heating season, but are expected to hit $757 this year. And electricity prices are likewise expected to drop a bit. That's according to the PSC. This is the PSC chairman, John Rhodes. He said, we anticipate energy consumers will benefit from lower than average energy prices this winter, which is welcome news for all of us. Boy, I guess so. Part of the lower cost is due to the abundance of natural gas spurred on by the development over the last 10 years of hydrofracking in neighboring states like Pennsylvania. But there are constraints, including a finite amount of pipeline space to carry gas not only from Pennsylvania, but from locations as distant as Canada. A delay in opening a new pipeline from the Enbridge Corporation system could lead to shortages or problems with low gas pressure downstate, especially in the New York City area, if there was another disruption or stoppage somewhere else, said officials. Anyway, yes. So unless there's a really bad cold snap. So if there's not a really bad cold snap, prices should be lower this year than they have been in the past. And that is really good news. Who likes to pay, my wife and I were talking a few weeks ago about how long you want to live. And she said, well, I don't know. It all depends on how long I want to be paying utility bills. I don't want to be paying utility bills forever, Yeah, well, that's okay. There we go. Okay, let me see. More news from Albany. Some lawmakers are trying to ban the release of helium-filled balloons at everything from weddings to kindergarten graduations, arguing the celebrations are bad for the environment. So this is from the Metro website. A bill introduced earlier this month by State Assemblywoman Alessandra Biaggi, a Democrat from the Bronx, would make it illegal for anyone to, quote, release or intentionally cause to be released more than 25 standard latex balloons within a 24-hour period. And the release of even one foil-covered mylar balloon would be outlawed, too. Okay, so what's the reasoning here? Well, she said the remnants of burst latex balloons infiltrate ecosystems, killing birds and other animals that mistake them for food or get tangled in their ribbons, while electrically conducive mylar balloons cause blackouts if they hit power lines. Now, Biaggi said her bill has not received any opposition, which is a good sign that both legislative members and constituents are open to making this change in favor of protecting our planet. All right, let me see. There's a similar bill in the Assembly. Let me see. Still, the proposals don't spell out any fines or penalties for offenders. So if there's no fine and no penalty, why have the law in the first place? I don't get that. Anyway, So she wants to pass this bill, which would make it illegal. But if you break, the law, then there's no penalty. However, there's a competing legislation introduced in January by State Senator Brian Kavanaugh, a Democrat from Manhattan, and mainly targeting businesses, and that includes fines of $10 per balloon, over 25, up to a maximum of $50,000. Let me see, up to a maximum of $50,000 fine? At the Party City store on Manhattan's West 14th Street, Supervisor Kimberly Martinez said customers routinely come in and order 200 to 300 balloons, but aren't asked what they plan to do with them. Martinez says that while a ban would potentially hurt businesses, I feel like people who still buy balloons and release them, I feel like people will still buy balloons and release them regardless. So anyway, at least 5 states have similar laws banning balloon releases. I don't know. Okay, fine. How are we going to have a party without any balloons? I don't know. Anyway. And from there, we move on to, let me see. We'll leave those for later. And later. Yeah. There was a major rally for Bernie Sanders in, let me see, it was on Long Island City, and that was on Saturday. So, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, has officially endorsed Bernie Sanders. And the language that she used was really interesting. I'm still trying to figure this one out. The freshman lawmaker said, and squad members officially endorsed Sanders during a rally in Queensbridge Park. And they called for more diversity in the U.S., arguing that it should not only be multiracial and multigenerational, but multi-geographic and multi-gendered. So AOC said, we need a United States that really, truly, and authentically is operated, owned, and decided by working and all people in the United States of America. And the crowd went crazy. Okay, she said, I don't get, this is what it is multiracial, multigendered, multigenerational, and multigeographic. We have to come together, not ignoring our differences, but listening to them, prioritizing them, understanding injustice. So let me see. The socialist lawmaker also implied that rampant racism is still alive and well in the United States, telling the crowd that it is essential to understand, quote, that we operate in a context where slavery evolved into Jim Crow, evolved into mass incarceration, and evolved into the realities we have now. So let's go back here. Okay. We call for more diversity in the U.S., arguing that it should not only be multiracial, and multigenerational, but multigeographic and multigender. Now, what does that mean? Multigeographic. I'm not quite sure about that. Multigendered. Yeah, we have men and women. Okay. multi-generational, we have young people and we have old people, and multiracial. So we have all kinds of races. So I don't know exactly why I don't know. Anyway, so I don't know. The crowd went crazy and everybody loved it. Okay, fine, very good. Okay, so she said it came to a moment of, this from NBC News, moment of clarity drove AOC's decision to endorse Sanders, she says. So she saw the light, and she's feeling the burn, and so that's what she told the crowd, and everybody was all excited and all that stuff. I don't know. Very weird. Alrighty, okay, let me see, what do we have here? How about we do this one later, and first we do this because everybody needs insurance. That's right. Yes. You can do no better than the Ryan agencies. They have offices in Hornell, Jasper, and Wellsville, and they are insurance experts. They understand. You really ought to check out their website, ryanagency.com. It's really informative. It really is neat. Anyway, they are insurance experts. They offer sound, friendly, unbiased advice. They are beholden to no one company. They have all these companies that they can go to, right? So you tell them what you need, and they will say, let me see. This fits that. This fits that. That's no good. This one's perfect. That's what they do. They do the insurance shopping for you. They are the Ryan agencies.
The Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles. Here's Brian Fenley.
The Cowboys jump into first place in the NFC East after taking down the Eagles 37-10 on Friday and Sunday primetime action. Philadelphia had 4 turnovers. Ezekiel Elliott ran the ball for 111 yards and a touchdown, and Dak Prescott summed up the victory.
It was a great team win. The best complementary football that we've played all year long. Offense, defense making plays, getting us on the plus side of the field, us being able to capitalize on them.
Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson diced apart the Seahawks on the ground for 116 yards and a touchdown as Baltimore foils Seattle 30-16. Russell Wilson threw a pick 6. The Titans suppressed the Chargers 23-20 after a goal line stand in crunch time. LA has lost 3 games in a row. The Saints beat the Bears 36-25. And according to ESPN, Saints quarterback Drew Brees said he's returning to practice this week and could play as soon as this Sunday.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks are looking to open slightly higher this morning on Wall Street, while in Europe, they're mostly higher despite uncertainty about Brexit. The British Prime Minister expected to push again for a vote on the Brexit deal after he lost a bid to secure parliamentary approval this weekend.
It is expected that the Speaker of the House, John Bercow, will not allow that straight up and down vote. That motion was already introduced Saturday. It wasn't acted on, so you can't apparently have 2 motions or exactly the same thing in the same session.
Fox's Ashley Webster. Meanwhile, China, according to the WTO, is looking for $2.4 billion in sanctions against the U.S. in a tariffs case dating back to the Obama era. It's for non-compliance with a WTO ruling. The vice president is expected to call on Congress to pass President Trump's rewrite of the trade pact. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
How can a fully stocked restroom improve your image? How can serviced fire extinguishers or a first aid cabinet make your employees more prepared? How can comfortable work apparel make your business more productive? For over 1 million customers, the answer is simple. Cintas. Cintas delivers everything you need to open your doors with confidence. Because helping keep businesses well-equipped, clean, and looking their best, that's our business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Today at Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads and Hornell, New York, you'll find brand new 2019 Nissan Sentra SV models equipped with 16-inch alloy wheels, rear monitor, push-button ignition, and cruise control for just $15,999. Shop Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads or Hornell. Simmons-Rockwell.com.
You realize, of course, I just did the last 15 minutes with a tickle in my throat. I thought I was going to die. Oh, wow. So I've had about a quart of water here. So we're fine now. Okay, let me see. Well, it's funny how the idols have fallen. They fall one by one. Last Monday, we found out about SpongeBob SquarePants. We found out the real truth about SpongeBob SquarePants. He is, in fact, a violent racist colonizer. And that's according to a professor at some college in California. I don't know how she reached that conclusion, but SpongeBob's little cartoon character SpongeBob SquarePants is a violent racist colonizer. Now we find out, get this, the Keebler elves, Keebler Cookies, right? Cute little innocent little elves or something to make these cookies. Well, it turns out that the Keebler elves are a bunch of no good, low down drug dealers. Who would have thought that? And here's why that is. Research suggests chocolate chip cookies equivalent to drug addiction in the brain. Okay? Research suggests ingredients in chocolate chip cookies trigger the same addictive responses as cocaine or THC. Okay, so not only are chocolate chip cookies good, they're absolutely delicious, but they are dangerously addictive. A paper published by researchers from the University of Bordeaux in France suggests the ingredients in a chocolate chip cookie triggers the same addictive response in the brain as cocaine and marijuana. A traditional chocolate chip cookie contains 2.5 teaspoons of sugar, which, the study says, induces some of the same responses as cocaine. As for chocolate, it contains small amounts of a compound that triggers the same part of your brain as the addictive ingredient in marijuana, the study says. So the two ingredients together create a harmonious flavor that can double the addiction. So all this time, we thought we were enjoying chocolate chip cookies. In fact, we were being drugged by the Keebler elves. I think that is major news. I don't know about you, but you can't really tell. They wear these little costumes or something, and they have these funny little hats and all that, and they're so cute. It turns out that they're a bunch of drug dealers. What, you never know. Life is a very strange thing. Okay, speaking about strange things, let me see. I have a couple of these here. So this guy is sleeping in his house somewhere in Pennsylvania. Where might this be? Now, this is from Fox News. In Erie, PA. So this guy is sleeping. He has a bedroom on the second floor. And he wakes up about 3 o'clock in the morning, and he hears someone singing. And he thinks, wait a minute, I'm the only one here. I live here. I'm the only one who could be singing. So he goes downstairs, and he finds a naked man drinking milk in his kitchen. So the cops in Erie say the homeowner heard the singing around 3 o'clock. He grabbed his pistol and headed down the stairs to find out who was there. And there was this guy sitting on his floor, a naked man, drinking milk and alternating that with singing. So the homeowner says, you sit right there. Don't move, okay? He calls the cops. The cops come. And the intruder, the milk drinker and singer, was arrested and charged with criminal trespass and disorderly conduct and probably being an idiot. So there you go. Okay, next we have, speaking about home intruders or invaders, this might be stranger. I don't know. This was in Ohio. This is from the New York Post. An Ohio mom says she was horrified to discover an intruder inside her home preparing a bath for her 2-year-old son. This one's really weird and kind of creepy. Anyway, Erica Hill said she woke up to find another woman in her home trying to give her son a bath. She says, I get up and I walk to my door, and the way my house is set up, I can look down the hall, which she did. I see a white female lady bent over the tub with my 2-year-old son in the tub. So Hill said she got the woman away from her child, and then her boyfriend restrained the stranger until authorities arrived. And the alleged intruder, 22-year-old whatever her name is, has been arrested and charged with burglary. But she breaks into this woman's house to give her 2-year-old son a bath. Okay, right. Hey, there you go. Probably too many chocolate chip cookies, and that's what happens. Okay, I think I've done enough damage for this morning. I will see you tomorrow at 8:05. Bye.